Representing the business of boxing, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Manager Marty.
Thank you. You're far too kind. Thank you very
much. Representing the business of boxing, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Manager Marty.
Thank you. You're far too kind. Thank you very much.
Representing the business of boxing, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Manager Marty.
Thank you. You're far too kind. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, members of the jury, members of the Roll the Tape film crew, welcome to another episode of Roll the Tape podcast with Manager Marty. I'm your host, Manager Marty. Welcome. Come on in. So glad to be here this morning on Independence Day here in the greatest country in the world, the United States of America. July 4th. Come on in, y'all. Come on in. You know, during this holiday here in America, all over the country, we have family barbecues and cookouts. This is what this is today. If you're watching the replay of this live, welcome to the family cookout, the July 4th cookout. Come on in. I have some food that I want to serve you. Some food for thought. Come on in and grab a plate. We need answers. Come on in. Yeah, come on in. Yeah. We're going to go right in. Typically, we do our time watch check-in. We'll probably have to do it another time, the next live. Hold me accountable to that, okay? The next live. But we need answers. No appetizer. We're going right in for entree. Now, where do I start? Oh, I know where I can start at. Let's start here. Go on, look at your screen if you can. If you can't look at your screen, that's okay. I'm actually going to read what's on the screen anyway. Okay? But if you can, look at your screen. Let's read it together, shall we? This is a comment that was left by Brian Norman Sr. in my comments section just the other day. And it was published in the comments section of a video that had absolutely nothing to do with him nor his son. In fact, the video that this comment was under was a video I did where you see Floyd Schofield Sr.'s face in the thumbnail with the words, "We need answers." And I was referring to the situation that TMZ Sports publicly acknowledged about Devin Haney and Devin Haney's ex-girlfriend, whom filed a restraining order against Devin Haney. And I was talking about how people are, basically talking about it a lot in the boxing media. I didn't get into the semantics, the details, nor whether or not it was true or not, but I emphasized the fact that Floyd Schofield Sr. is actually on tape, literally on tape, physically assaulting and choking and violently threatening a woman in his house. But needless to say, my point with that was this is all hearsay based on allegations made by Devin Haney's ex-girlfriend of whether or not he physically assaulted her. We don't know if that's true or not. In comparison to what we do know is true, that's actually on tape with Floyd Schofield Sr., and he is still being able to have platform after platform give him an interview. On YouTube. Like nobody's speaking on Floyd Schofield Sr. And that vicious, I mean, it was very violent, vicious attack where he physically threatened, physically choked, physically slammed a woman on the ground in his house on tape. So that's what I was making the compare. Bottom line is the video had nothing to do with Brian Norman Sr., nor did it have anything to do with his son, Brian Norman Jr. But Brian Norman Sr. found his way in the comment section of a video that had absolutely nothing to do with him or his son on this channel. So you know what that means, ladies and gentlemen? Do you know what that means, members of the jury? Do you know what that means, members of the Roll the Tape film crew? As the viewership is increasing exponentially. That means that Brian Norman Sr. frequents this channel. Yeah, he watched the content. Don't let these people fool you in boxing to act like they don't know who I am at this point. Inside of the business of boxing and outside of the business of boxing here on YouTube. But the point I'm making is we need to read this together. Shall we, class? Brian Norman Sr. This is what he said in the comment section just the other day. You know zero about the business of boxing. Stay running around asking people for paperwork. WHONTF does that. End quote. And he had the laughing emojis. Oh, yes. Now, the WHONTF, I didn't know exactly what that meant. So I needed a translator, right? And it was translated to me that basically what he was saying, that the acronym WHONTF means who in the FUCK does that. And also, I must say this, the word zero is capitalized. You know zero about the business of boxing. Stay running around asking people for paperwork. Who in the F does that? Laughing emojis. I got a question on that. If I don't know about the business, if I don't know anything about the business of boxing, then how come Brian Norman Sr. never clicked the link to jump on this panel to talk to me one-on-one, face-to-face, right here, live in living color? Because it would be very easy for someone like a Brian Norman Sr. to cook me, to dismantle me publicly, to expose the fact that I don't know anything about the business of boxing. It should be, this is an easy layup. Him talking to me personally on YouTube, it should be an easy layup. I mean, think about it. If I don't know anything about the business of boxing, Brian Norman Sr. does, it should be very, very easy for him to pick apart any of my talking points. He should be able to expose contradictions. He should be able to basically break me down like an old rifle in the dialogue. So I'm just trying to figure out, why hasn't he come over here yet? I'm just trying to figure out, why hasn't Tim Bradley come over here yet? I'm just trying to figure out, how come Bill Haney came over here twice and still didn't click the link that was in the live chat reserved for him to come up here and talk to me? How come Victor Conti haven't been back here? Should I continue? Okay, I am going to continue. The only people that say I don't know anything about the business are the people that are getting exposed by the information and education that I am publishing publicly before my audience. You never heard anybody in the business of boxing that I have actually conducted business with as a boxing manager come out publicly and say that I don't know anything about the business of boxing. Did you notice that? It's always people who don't know anything about the business who try to masquerade as if they do. You know, like Blueberry. No, that's not his name. Let me stop. You know, like Blue Balls. No, that's not his name. Let me stop. I mean Blue Blood. Sports TV. You know, it's subject to change. Double salute to my guy, Lucky. I see you. It's subject to change. Woo! I never heard the man say it, but people tell me that Blue Blood always say it's subject to change. See, somebody that keeps saying subject to change, you know they don't know about the business. I don't know anything about the business of boxing, right? And people want to know who I manage. I think that's the $1 million question. Who do you manage? Well, I managed to get Brian Norman Sr. in my comment section, a man who just told me on YSM Sports Media, when we were face-to-face, that him and his son's getting paid $1 million to fight Jen Sasaki. That's what he told me. You mean to tell me a millionaire? I'm attracting the attention of millionaires? Wait a minute. I'm not a celebrity, even though people treat me like one, but I'm not a celebrity. I don't walk around like I'm a celebrity. I don't treat fans of mine or fans of this channel like I'm a celebrity, right? I'm just a regular old guy, right? But I managed to get celebrities, Hall of Famers too, some of them, and millionaires to be attracted by the words that I'm saying on YouTube. I mean, if that's not a good manager, I don't know what is. I managed to get men who have over 100,000 subscribers, men who have over 200,000 subscribers to diss me, you know, like Champ Side and Blue Blood. I mean, the list goes on and on. I managed to get other content creators, and I'm sure some of them are here now watching me live, to steal my talking points and hijack my educational illustrations that I use on this channel. I'm just, hey, don't get mad at us. Don't get mad at me and the Roller Tape film crew members. I managed to get people to steal my quotes and my slogans, and I have many of them. That sounds like a good manager to me. You're not going to find Bob Arum. You're not going to find nobody over there at PBC. You're not going to find anyone. I said Bob Arum, you know, top rank. You're not going to find anyone over there under Eddie Hearn and Matchroom, Frank Warren. I mean, the list goes on and on. Golden Boy Promotions with B-Hop. Understand, you're not going to find nobody I've done business with come out and say that I don't know the business of boxing. And guess what? I've done videos on Eddie Hearn. I've done videos on Bob Arum. I've done videos on PBC. I've done videos on Frank Warren. And I did videos on De La Hoya, Golden Boy Promotions, and B-Hop. And most of the videos I've done on all of them were not favorable. I've done more favorable videos on PBC, but I've criticized all 5 of those promotion companies. I've done videos against BLK Prime. I mean, the list goes on and on. But guess what? None of them, nor their representatives, ever came out publicly and told you all that I don't know the business of boxing. It's always the people that don't know the business of boxing who say that. including some boxing fans. And I'm okay with it. I'm cool with it because listen, if you're going to accept the applause and the congratulations and the thank yous and all of the positive feedback, you got to accept the criticism as well. You can't have it both ways. Okay? My goodness, the chat is on fire this morning. Double salute to Murder Sports. Thank you, Murder Sports, for your contribution and your support to the channel. In the super chat, Murder Sports says Floyd Schofield got suspended. Yes, he did, Murder Sports. And we're going to get to that in just a minute. Yes, he definitely did get suspended. Yes, he did. Yeah, he did. But before we get into that, I have to plug my guys in. Sponsors of this channel, Courtler Mannis LLC, personal injury lawyers in the state of Pennsylvania and in the state of New Jersey. Their phone number is 267-457-4201, and their website is wefightwewin.com. Now, I also have to plug me in because, Rachel Donaire done told y'all I'm broke. And most of y'all have seen me on numerous of occasions pull out my EBT card. Okay? So all your financial contributions help this channel grow. Okay? I need all of the financial contributions. Not just the warm the air fryer up, but to defray the cost of basically running and operating this YouTube channel. I appreciate it, man. So I can continue to give y'all good content, quality content with substance, by the way. You ain't gonna find this nowhere else. That's why I'm glad that you're here. Okay? So Richard O'Neill done told y'all I'm broke. And so the Cash App is at the bottom of your screen, $ Manager Marty. All contributions are welcome and appreciated, and I will publicly acknowledge them. Now, enough with the hugs, handshakes, and Valentine's Day cards. Let's get back to Brian Norman Sr. And then we're gonna dive into Mr. Floyd Schofield Jr., aka Kid Austin, being suspended. Now, what I'm trying to figure out from Brian Norman Sr. is this. What I'm trying to figure out from Brian Norman Jr. is this. This is what I'm trying to figure out, because I know he's in my comment section, right? Right? I get that. But my thing is this. This is what I'm trying to figure out. How come I didn't get my question answered yet? No, what I'm trying to say is this. If Brian Norman Sr. is going to get in my comment section and post a comment on a video that's unrelated to him or his son, I figure he can go on an actual video that is related to him and his son and just answer my question. Y'all don't know what I'm talking about? Y'all forgot about the question I asked? Okay, let me ask the question again. Go on and look at your screen now. Bam. What is those bumps that's on Brian Norman Jr.'s chest? Remember that question I asked a half hour after he knocked out Jin Sasaki with one punch? I'm just asking the question. Don't get mad at me. What are those bumps on his chest? Now, I circled it for some of y'all. Okay? Because I took a picture of this right from my TV screen. So I don't know if it's clear or not, but I circled it. I did my homework for you all. And when I was in school, my teacher used to always say to the person or the classmate who goes up to the board, you know how you go up to the board in school? No, the chalkboard in school. You know how the teacher asks, can I get any volunteers to solve this math problem? Yeah, that. So the teacher would say, when you come up to the board to solve the math problem, make sure you show your work. In other words, it's show how you got the answer. What I'm trying to say is I circled the homework for you. I circled it for you so you didn't have to go do the research yourself. What are those bumps on Brian Norman Jr.'s chest? Go on and look at your screen again. Bam! I circled all 5 of the patches of bumps on his back. What are those bumps on Brian Norman Jr.'s back? All I'm saying is if Brian Norman Sr. is going to get in my comment section, how about he get in my comment section and instead of insulting me and saying I don't know the business of boxing and blah, 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 why don't he just answer this question that I have? What are them bumps on Brian Norman Jr.'s back? What are those bumps on Brian Norman Jr.'s chest? That's all I'm asking. I just want to know. I'm just an anti-doping advocate. That's all I am. I'm just a boxing manager. That's all. That's all I am. I'm just a certified credit counselor. That's all I am. I'm just a certified tax practitioner. That's all I am. I'm just a licensed boxing ring announcer. That's all. I ain't nobody special. I just wanted, listen, I dropped out of college. So sometimes I am slow. So I'm just trying to figure out what are those bumps on Brian Norman Jr.'s chest? I'm just asking, okay? Oh, I forgot, I'm also a commercial driver. You know, I got my CDL, had it for 15 years. Anyway, what are those bumps on Brian Norman Jr.'s back? Now, I'm only asking, go and look at your screen. I'm only asking because they're like the same bumps that was on Manny Pacquiao's back. You see it? Go and look at your screen at Pacquiao back. Go and look at it. And then look, this one right here. It's like those bumps that's on Pacquiao's back. Man, some of y'all don't even remember that fight. But what about this fight? You know when Caleb Plant fought the guy, what's his name, McGruff? Not the last fight he fought, the one before. What are those bumps on Caleb Plant's back? It just looked the same to me. That's on Brian Norman Jr.'s back. You know, Caleb Plant back. Like, look, I circled this one for you. Go and look at this one. That's when he fought like 2 years ago. I circled it for you. So that's all I'm just asking. Don't get mad at me. What are those bumps on Brian Norman? I'm just asking, y'all. It's just a question. And guess what? If Brian Norman Sr. or Jr. is here in the chat, somebody let me know before we get off. I will gladly send the link. I just want to know. See, because Brian Norman Sr. says, I don't know anything. In fact, let me put it back on the screen for all of our newcomers that's late to class this morning. Put it on the screen there. He said, you know zero about the business of boxing. So I'm just trying to figure out, okay, great. I don't know anything about the business. But I know about stuff when I see it. I know when a fighter's performance is enhanced, don't I? Okay, I don't know anything about the business of boxing. Okay, great. I'll accept that. But I know when a professional boxer's performance is enhanced. I know that. Now, what I don't know in that enhancement is whether it's legal or illegal. I leave that up to the experts. I'm not an expert. That's why I'm asking. Now, Brian Norman Sr. says, I stay running around asking people for the paperwork. Why not? I'm definitely asking for the paperwork. You want to know why I asked for the paperwork? I'm asking for the paperwork to hold people accountable to stop using the method of hearsay to manipulate the boxing public. In other words, if a boxing manager, promoter, boxing fighter's father, etc., journalist, media member come out and say, this professional boxer is scheduled to make an earning of $1.7 million in their next fight. Where the paperwork at? Show the paperwork. Now, in some cases, I don't mean that literally. In other cases, I do. When I say the word paperwork, I know it's sensationalized because people think that I'm talking about legal documentation. In some instances, I am referring to legal documentation. In other instances, I'm not. For example, when I say show the paperwork, I am talking about paperwork, like, documentation. If anyone comes out and expose publicly what a professional boxer is scheduled to be compensated for, and that's supposed to be private, then they should be held accountable to come out and verify it with evidence. Because it doesn't matter what a fighter is earning. What difference does it make? What difference does it make if fighter A is earning $1 million and fighter B is earning $500,000. I thought we were fans of boxing. We're just interested in seeing good boxing and entertainment. And some people do have favorite professional boxers, right? But what difference does it make? How much they're actually earning? I mean, nobody else's occupation is scrutinized, or any employees or business owners that are boxing fans, they're not asked as a boxing fan how much you earn or how much you make. What difference does it make? What difference does it make? So, okay, let's say that Brian Norman Jr. did make or earn $1 million to fight Jen Sasaki, because that's what Brian Norman Sr. told me personally to my face on YSN Sports Media. Because that's what he said. And I told him, oh yeah, since you're publicly volunteering the information, nobody asked him about how much him and his son is earning. He came out voluntarily and said it. So I figured, well, since you voluntarily come out and publicize private information, then you might as well just go all the way and just verify it. I'm not saying show the whole contract, but show something in writing. Just highlight it and just screenshot just that piece. But I know that people can't do it. That's why I'm asking for the paperwork. And I know that they're not willing to do it. That's why I'm asking for the paperwork. Why? Why they're not willing to do it? Because it's all cap. They be lying and manipulating the boxing media and manipulating boxing fans. So that's why I say, hold yourself accountable, show the paperwork. Now, he did ask a good question. He asked, who in the F does that? Nobody but me. Well, that's what makes me unique. I don't have to do what everybody else do on YouTube. And I don't. I have my own style. I have my own way of doing things, and it works because I'm just being who I am. But the bottom line is, show the paperwork. And when I see that people can't show the paperwork, they're capping. Hearsay is heresy. I always tell y'all that, don't I? Hearsay is heresy. We can't keep going by hearsay. Anybody can come on YouTube and talk about, yeah, we offered this person a contract. Lies. Remember when Bill Haney came out and was talking about he offered Shakur Stevenson a contract? Y'all remember that? And my question was, how can Bill Haney offer Shakur Stevenson anything when his son, Devin Haney, is still signed under exclusive contract with a promoter in Bob Arum? How is that possible? How can a fighter be signed to a promoter exclusively, and then that fighter's dad send another fighter a contract? That makes absolutely no sense. But by Bill Haney saying it and people believe what he say, it sounds so good, and it makes it appear as if Shakur Stevenson ducked Devin Haney. Right? Where the paperwork at? Turkey Al-Sheikh just tweeted, what, last week? In November, Brian Norman Jr. will fight Devin Haney. And of course, both fighters did confirm that. Where the paperwork at, though? What's the name of the venue? November the what? What date? In other words, is if you're going to come out publicly, right, and expose private information, then you have to verify it with evidence. That's the point I'm making when I say paperwork. And guess what? If Brian Norman Jr. and Devin Haney is really fighting, kudos to them. Cool, no problem. But where the paperwork at? Oh, okay then. Hey, that's all I'm saying. Where is the paperwork? Now, speaking of paperwork, Kid Austin, go and look at your screen. I want to make sure we all on the same page here. Don't get mad at me. You ain't going to find this nowhere else. That's why I'm glad you're here. Double salute to my guy, D1. He's a member of the channel, supervisor of the Road to Tape film crew. Double salute to my guy, Mr. Altruistic. He's the member of the channel, supervisor of the Roll the Tape film crew. Double salute to Jab Queen Boxing. She's a member of the channel, supervisor of the Roll the Tape film crew. Good morning, Ariana. That was only for her. Now, what is this? What's this on your screen? What is this? As the viewership is increasing exponentially. Hey, and guess what? I promise you I won't hold you all long this morning. But even if Floyd Schofield Sr. is in the chat, somebody let me know, because I would love to drop a link on him so he can come on up here and talk to me. Because, you know, Floyd Schofield Sr. said he's going to file a lawsuit against me after the Shakur Stevenson fight. That was his exact words. You know, when his son was scheduled to fight Shakur Stevenson in February of this year, and it never happened because Floyd Schofield Jr., a.k.a. Kid Austin, was poisoned in Saudi Arabia. Where's the paperwork on him being poisoned? See, that's all I'm saying. Double salute to my guy, Jeremy Austin, member of the channel, supervisor of the Roll the Tape film crew. Where is the paperwork? See, Brian Norman Sr. in the comments section says, always running around. Here you go. Let me put it back on your screen. He says, stay running around asking people for paperwork. Who the F does that? Well, in this case, we need evidence, Mr. Brian Norman Sr., so it's necessary for me to be a trailblazer asking for evidence, asking for paperwork. Floyd Schofield Sr. has told members of the media from February to July of this year, 5 months in a row, he has been making public statements and private statements that his son was poisoned intentionally in Saudi Arabia. And he even said, was it snack? Once again, where's the proof? Where's the evidence? Where's the paperwork? And that's what we're asking for this morning. The proof, the evidence, the paperwork. What was Floyd Schofield Jr., a.k.a. Kid Austin, what was he suspended for? Go on and look at your screen. Don't take my word for it. Floyd Schofield Jr. was suspended by the California State Athletic Commission until today, July 4th, 2025. I guess July 4th is Independence Day, right? So that means that Kid Austin is eligible to receive his freedom on Independence Day. I'm just trying to figure out, what was he suspended for by the California State Athletic Commission? I need Floyd Schofield Sr. As quick as he is when he jumps on other people's platform, I need him to tell us, why was his son suspended? I mean, he scored the first round knockout. Now, we know that Tevin Farmer is also suspended because that is standard procedure by the Athletic Commission to ensure the safety of the boxer after a professional boxer gets TKO'd or knocked out, okay? And the suspension can range from a minimum of 60 days all the way up until indefinitely. I'm teaching y'all the business of boxing, okay? You ain't gonna find this nowhere else. That's why I'm glad y'all here this morning, okay? So we know Tevin Farmer, who was, obviously knocked out, and the referee, called a halt to the bout between Tevin Farmer and Kid Austin. He waved it off. So technically, it's officially scored as a TKO, right? So we know Tevin Farmer is suspended to ensure his safety. Standard procedures in boxing. We understand why he's suspended. What I don't understand is, why was Kid Austin suspended? Yes, he is suspended up until today, July 4th. So today, on July 4th, he's no longer suspended. He's released now from his suspension. But we're trying to figure out why, for what. We need answers. See, where's Floyd Schofield Sr. now? Double salute to my guy. All things, always first in the class. He's a member of the channel, supervisor of the Roll the Tape film crew. Air fryer's warming up. So what was Floyd Schofield Jr. suspended for? You mean to tell me that Floyd Schofield Sr. and Floyd Schofield Jr. did not know that he was suspended after the Tevin Former fight? Yes, they did know. They knew he was suspended. They knew it. And there's a timeline for when the suspension would be lifted. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but they literally just fought last weekend, correct? So you mean to tell me for 1 week, Floyd Schofield Jr. was suspended just for 1 week? We need answers. Don't make me pick up the phone. You know Brian Norman Sr. always say that I don't know anything about the business of boxing. But I can pick up the phone and call a lot of people in boxing. Y'all know that, right? I just want y'all to know. I just want y'all to know. Now, somebody in my chat said these words. It wasn't a super chat, so I'm not going to publicize it, but I am going to read it. Somebody told me, Marty, every boxer gets suspended after every fight, win or lose, so they can't come back so quickly for health reasons. The person that said that in my live chat, that is absolutely not true. I'm telling you that right now. You don't have to believe anything else that I said in the past 36 minutes and 52 seconds of this live broadcast. But believe this, that the State Athletic Commission do not suspend every single fighter or professional boxer, win or lose, after every fight. That is absolutely not true. How do I know that? Because there's two different processes for a commission, an athletic commission here in America, to suspend an athlete. And one of them are facilitated by the ringside physician who represents the athletic commission, which is why I use Tevin Former as an example. After he was evaluated, even though it is standard procedure, after a professional boxer gets knocked out or TKO'd, to be suspended, right? Most times for a minimum of 60 days, right? To the indefinite stage. Why is that? Because the ringside physician will evaluate them after the fight, just like the ringside physician evaluates every professional boxer after the fight. And the ringside physician determines the length of time based on their evaluation. The ringside physician determines the length of time that a professional boxer is suspended. So I'm just trying to figure out, why was Floyd Schofield Jr. suspended for 1 week and then they gave him a date, which is today? We need answers. We need answers. Double salute to my guy, Victor. Thank you for your contribution and your support to the channel. In the super chat, Victor says, we got the air fryer on. Turn it up, manager. You better believe I am. Thank you, Victor. Appreciate you, man. See, this is what we need Floyd Schofield Sr. to talk about when he jump on other people's YouTube platforms. We need him to talk about information that the public don't know about. We need for him to present facts and evidence. We don't need for him to insult other fighters and do all this other stuff that he's doing. We need him to show the paperwork. See, nobody else is going to hold him accountable. You want to know why most content creators don't hold Bill Haney accountable? They won't hold Floyd Schofield Sr. accountable. They won't hold Brian Norman Sr. accountable. You want to know why? They know that these three fathers are living vicariously through their sons. They know that these three fathers have been caught time and time again in contradictions, hypocrisies, and lies. But you want to know why they won't stop them from coming on their platforms? It's called content. And content equals what? Cash. And hey, Foxy Brown, you know I did. I seen that close up on kid's back and his chest. But I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait for that. I'm going to wait for it. I want to know why Floyd Schofield Jr. was suspended first. And we'll get to that later. Content equals cash. So my point is that content creators, and I'm not accusing all of them, but most of them, this is the truth. They're not going to stop those three fathers from gaslighting y'all. They're not going to stop them from lying to y'all, the boxing fans. They're not going to stop them from manipulating you all and deflecting and using projection and insulting people. They're not going to, they're going to keep opening their platform up for those three fathers. Want to know why? Because content equals cash. And what do I mean by that specifically? All these interviews that these content creators get, I ain't going to say all, 99.9999% of the interviews that content creators on YouTube get from professional boxers and representatives, they're free. Did y'all hear me? I'm going to whisper it again for the people that sit in the back of the classroom with their head down. They're free. Okay, I'm going to say it louder for the people that's in the second row that still can't hear me. They're free. What about the people that's in the front of the class? They're free. The interviews are free. They're not being charged to interview these professional boxers and or representation. But yet, on the back end, the content creator is able to do what? Cash in the content. They're getting free content, right? By not being charged for interviews. And then on the back end, every 30 days, YouTube cut them a check based on a lot of the metrics on YouTube. Oh, but Manager Marty. When he asks these questions, these fathers won't jump on here. Oh, they're going to jump on other people's platforms because they know that they can control the environment. But they won't come and stand and talk to me. Why not? If I don't know the business of boxing, like Brian Norman Sr. says, it should be an easy win talking to me. If I'm just a manager at Walmart and Target, like Bill Haney says, it should be an easy win talking to me. Easy layup. If I should have a lawsuit against me and Tim Bradley hope I get sued, it should be easy for Tim Bradley to come talk to me. If Floyd Schofield Sr., who threatened to file a lawsuit against me, if what he's saying is true and I'm a liar, like they say, it should be easy for Floyd Schofield Sr. to come talk to me. If I'm broke and I use Rachel Donaire for her quote-unquote contacts in the business, that's the lie that she told y'all. And I used her for her to pay for my hotel stay and for me to go to the Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence fight. That's the lie that she told y'all. Then why was it hard to get her to come talk to me? Why did she have to go on her channel and sneak diss me and disrespect my son, who's a teenager? Why is it so hard? Why, when I sent the link out after Blue Blood Sports TV told me to send him a link for him to come talk to me live, how come he ain't show up then? Why is it so hard to get these people to come stand toe-to-toe and talk to me? I'm just a manager at Walmart. I'm just a manager at Target. I don't know nothing about the business of boxing. I'm just a clown and a goofy. I'm just broke. It should be easy for them to talk to me. But you know why they won't come talk to me? Because they can't control the environment when they come sit down and talk to me. Go ask Victor Conti why he won't come back here. Because he thought he was going to be able to control the environment. Now I have to give myself a defense. And I also have to give Victor Conti a defense. He didn't know better. I did give him that impression the first hour that he was here talking to me. Because I kept letting him just talk. But the second time he came here, he had his notes ready. And he quickly realized, I got him. That's why they won't come talk to me, man. Because I'm not a member of the media. I don't have to be the first to report stuff. I don't chase after headlines. I'm actually in the business of boxing. And they all know that. I'm not knocking people that's members of the media or YouTube channels and stuff. That's not the point that I'm making is people know who I am in boxing. I'm not just no YouTuber. I'm still learning about YouTube, like the metrics and all that. And we all know my channel is shadow banned too. There is no secret about that. We all know that. But the point that I'm making is, why won't these celebrities and rich people and millionaires, why they won't come over here? Because they know I know. And you know, somebody stole that quote too. I got the evidence. I'm not going to bring it up now. I'm going to wait. Somebody stole my quote when I say they know I know. I'm going to wait though. That don't have nothing to do with what we're talking about, so I'm going to stay on topic. But I'm just saying, why they won't come talk to me, man? Hey, they know I'm not trying to use no content and get no money. Hey, we're just having regular conversation. DC Jeroy, what's going on, big dog? I ain't even know DC was here, man. That's my guy, man. You won't find nobody in the business of boxing that will come out on YouTube or any public platform. And when I say anybody in the business, I mean anybody in the business. They will never come out and say, I don't know the business of boxing. They can't. And if they do, they're lying. And if they lie, you know what I'm going to ask them for, right? The paperwork. Yeah. Yeah. Flyer frequency. What's up, man? What's good? Yeah, I see you. Don't make me don't make me put the link in the chat. You come on up here. You've been ducking me for a long time anyway. But anyway, I want to tell y'all this and leave y'all with this piece of information. And I said this on Dean's channel last night. I figured out the reason why Devin Haney was mad at his ex-girlfriend. No, DC Jeroy. I have to say it. Lucky, I just have to say it. Ariana, I just have to keep it real and say this. Hey, Victor, I got to tell the truth now. The reason why Devin Haney is in this domestic violence situation is because he was arguing with the girl, okay? Now, I'm not saying he pushed her. I'm not saying he hit her. And if he did hit her, it ain't hurt anyway because he ain't got no power. And I hope he didn't hit her. And I don't think he did hit her. But I do think he yelled at her. I'm going to tell you why. Okay? Devin Haney was in an argument with that girl. I'm trying not to laugh because it's not funny. But Devin Haney was in an argument with that girl. Okay? He snatched her phone out of her hand. Now, I know she alleged that he snatched it out of her hand and dropped it on the ground and broke it. Well, it was something that happened right like in between that. You know, like he grabbed the phone out of her hand and it was something that Devin Haney did first. Then he might have broke the phone. Double salute to my guy, Mike Russian. Thank you for your contribution and your support to the channel. I'm trying to put your super chat on the screen, but StreamYard is not being cooperative right now. But Devin Haney, I believe he grabbed his ex-girlfriend's phone. Okay? I do believe he probably did break it. I don't blame him. Okay? But it was something that he did in between the time he took her phone and he broke it. And what he did in between that time was he looked in her phone. Y'all got to stay with me now. You ain't going to find this nowhere. Devin Haney took that girl's phone. He looked in the phone and saw my name in it. He saw manager Marty's name in the text thread, and that's what made Devin Haney break the phone. Devin Haney saw my name in that phone, and then he broke it, and I don't blame him. Listen, don't get mad at me. I figure since Bill Haney won't come up here, I figure since Devin Haney won't come up here, I'd reach out to the girl to get them both to come on up. Devin Haney saw my name in that phone, and he broke that girl phone. That's all that happened, y'all. I mean, hey, who else better to tell y'all than me? He probably seen Young Thug name in there too, in the text thread. I'm talking about recently. But, Bill Haney was, criticizing everybody for doing the videos on Devin Haney because people saw his, his girl at the time in the previous video on a jail call with Young Thug acting like she was crying. But all I'm saying is Bill Haney kept saying, my son brought her a Rolls Royce. And now she about to get child support and everything else. But all I'm saying is I think my name was in that phone. When he saw manager Marty name in that phone.